Welcome to the Horse Talk Show.
You never heard of a talking horse?
With your host, Louisa Barton.
I want to be a famous rider. I should like to race.
Presented by Peterson and Smith Equine Hospital.
Truth is, I help horses with people problems.
Now here's the Brit on the bit, Louisa Barton.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
Larson Farms is our TV broadcast sponsor. Mr. Richard Larson, a man of great integrity, cares about every single bale of hay and about taking care of his customers. He also has a huge heart for those genuinely in need. Larson Farms, Idaho's finest alfalfa. The Horse Talk Show broadcasts from the CEP's Equine Studios in downtown Ocala in the horse capital. Thank you for joining us on the Horse Talk Show this week, presented by Peterson and Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care. I'm Louisa Barton. In the studio, my co-host, Dancin Pete Rodda. Thank you to Larson Farms, our broadcast sponsor, Idaho's finest alfalfa. We got a great lineup for you this week. Yes, very excited to have Jennifer Schuck with us, and she is going to share a little bit of her adventures with the Great Florida Cattle Drive, which I would absolutely love to do. Yes. We also have Funky Unicorn in the house.
Ooh, funk it out.
I know, right? Which will be very interesting. We're going to learn a bit about some excellent treats that are very palatable and also very good for your horse. And we're going to have Pete's tip of the week. And we're also going to have highlights from the Ocala Christmas Parade, which was a lot of fun, from the Stirrups and Strides event, from the Gentle Carousel red carpet event with Magic, the hero horse. Yes, and the ribbon cutting with the horses downtown for the equine themed sidewalk. So we had a lot, and we're going to share all of that with you. So it should be a great lineup. And our word of the day is...
Surprise.
Are you surprised?
I'm not surprised. Are you?
Very funny. So anyway, somebody please count surprises. Oops. Hello.
That was a surprise.
Actually, yeah, very funny. No, the actual surprise was receiving this today. It was delivered to the CEP when the person at the front desk was missing for a few seconds. And that was a surprise when they came back, because there was a bag with this surprise in it, which said...
But the surprise is from Santa.
I know. You see, it says...
Louise Barton.
Can you see that? It says Santa.
I think that's a really nice surprise.
I do too, but I have no idea who the surprise is from.
We're going to go battling for surprises today.
So anyway, whoever you are, Santa Claus.
Thank you for the surprise. Louisa thanks you.
Oh, you are really getting it today, aren't you?
Oh,
You've been practicing. We've got some things to mention in this first news segment. Horse Protection Association of Florida, who turned tragedy into triumph, are doing...
Spirit Walk.
Oh, I love it. They have these adorable little miniature horses, Faith, Hope, Love, and Courage. And courage, yeah, and they're so adorable. Look at them. And you can go and take a spirit walk with them. Saturdays and Sundays from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. You do have to sign up ahead of time so they know you're coming. And you can take these little minis for a walk and have a little quiet time sitting at a bench with them and spend some time in prayer, meditation, thought, whatever you'd like to do during that very special time. But it's good for the minis to get exercise.
Yep.
So it's a win-win all the way around. And it's a lovely opportunity just to have some quiet time with a miniature horse.
And please do not bring treats, because that defeats the purpose of the walk for them.
Yes, not a good surprise.
Not a good surprise.
This weekend, we're very excited to be celebrating Piranha's 50th anniversary, starting here in our community, going national all over the country, and coming back here to support the Equine Initiative at the Chamber and many, many other events and charities in our area. And this will actually benefit the Youth Ranch Equestrian Program, the Canine Warriors Program, and Volunteer Florida. And this 50th anniversary is their celebration and golf tournament, December 15th. At the Marion Theatre is the premiere of the Piranha Life documentary.
And what is the live documentary about? Do we know?
It's about life, horse life.
Horse life.
Yes, they actually have traveled the country interviewing a number of different top equestrians.
So get out there and get your tickets to get down here at Marion Theater.
Pretty exciting stuff.
I'm excited. I'm going.
It's good stuff. And then, of course, their golf tournament fundraiser is on Friday, and the gala is Friday night. That's the 16th. So we'll be very excited to share with you next week photos and video clips from these events, and very excited to share that documentary. I know it's going to be great stuff. I've seen little clips of some of the people that they've interviewed and just some great stories, and how Piranha partners with all of these top equestrians to make sure that their horses are well covered and in a no-fly zone all the time.
It's a good surprise that they don't have flies.
You're definitely getting me this week, for sure. Equine Performance and Innovative Centre has their overnight boarding and rehab special running right now. You can have 2 therapies and boarding for $125, and you can choose from swimming, aquapacer, vibration plate, MagnaWave, Urosizer, laser therapy, and massage as the 2 therapies. So if you're wanting to pop away for a bit on the holidays and take a surprise trip.
Can I go? I'd like that kind of surprise.
Me too. I'm like, I'll go. Can I go? Because I really need some time off and rest.
And I got to meet the vet from the place.
You
he was
did.
Super nice guy.
Yes.
Super nice guy.
So that's Epic's rehab special that's going on now. Actually, it said through the 15th, which is coming right up, but I have a feeling they might stretch that, right? So definitely reach out to them. Definitely wonderful specials that they have at the moment if you need a bit of a break, and so does your horse.
They need a swim. Or a massage.
I went to do the horse for a day thing, and did all the rehabs, but I haven't swum yet. So,
let's do it. Let's do it on Saturday morning when it's really cold.
We were going to do it during the summer.
No, I think we should do it Saturday morning.
I don't think I'm swimming at this time of year. When I first moved over here from England to America, I just want to tell you, on Christmas Day, there is evidence. There are photographs of us swimming in the sea on Christmas Day.
Oh, when I lived in Pennsylvania, 60 degrees out was, let's go to the pool. Let's go swimming. Now I'm like, 60 degrees. I'm not getting near a pool.
I know. I couldn't swim in the sea now. I don't know how I did it then. I'm not sure how I did it, but we did. We were on the beach on Christmas Day often when I used to come over here on holiday. Now I couldn't.
I could do it in Australia.
Well, yeah.
Because it's hot during Christmas.
Right, that's right. It's flipped. Yeah. So that would be doable, but no beach and no sea for me anymore. I've acclimatized. I'm now cold when it's 60 degrees here.
That's right.
People in England would just cringe if they heard it. My niece sent me a video the other day of snow in England, and I was like, looked like a blizzard.
Yeah, but you guys from England do anything during the rain. I had friends from England, and it'd be raining, and I'd go, do you need to get a jacket, or we need to go inside? No, we're fine.
It's raining.
It rains all the time.
I used to dig my pony out of snowdrifts. The snowdrifts would be all over the front of the barn, the stables, big snowdrifts, and I had to get a shovel and dig out the snowdrift to get to my pony.
Wow, what a surprise. I got you this time.
You really do. You're getting me. I'm not up to par.
That's right.
It's because I wasn't here last week. We're going to go to break. When we come back, we're going to have special guest Jennifer Schuck with us, and we're going to talk about an adventure that I want to go on next time. Stay with us on the Horse Talk Show. This portion of the show is presented by Peterson & Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care, and our TV broadcast sponsor is Larson Farms, Idaho's finest alfalfa. Supporting sponsors are DAC Vitamins and Minerals, Seminole Feed Stores, Lip Chip LLC, Piranha, Florida HVAC Services, Crystal Cryo, Ocala Dog Ranch, and The Drinking Post. This show is brought to you in part by DAC Vitamins and Minerals of Florida. All horses need a solid immune system, excellent joint support, a healthy gut, and DAC has all the vitamins and minerals they need with the NASC stamp of approval. So like them on Facebook now or go to feeddac.com. DAC, it makes a world of difference.
With over 70 years of collective experience in the horse industry, Lip Chip was built with integrity by horsemen for horsemen. Introducing the Chip Link system, powered by Lip Chip, where a 15-digit unique ID becomes a key to unlock not only identity, but also health paperwork, owner information, and even photos of each horse. So simple, even a child can do it. The future is here. The future is Lip Chip.
The Horse Talk Show broadcasts from the CEP's Equine Studios in downtown Ocala in the horse capital.
Hi, this is Hall of Fame jockey Mike Smith. You're listening to the Horse Talk Show.
Back on the second segment of the Horse Talk Show, presented by Peterson and Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care. Thank you to Larson Farms, our broadcast sponsor, Idaho's finest alfalfa. I'm Louisa Barton, with my co-host, Dancin Pete Rodda from Complementary Horsemanship, and delighted to have Jennifer Schuck here with us from Diamond Oaks. And what a pleasure. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having
in
me.
your attire.
Yeah, I thought I better appear as a cow hunter, a Florida cracker. Pete's been kind of giving me the eyeball, though. Louisa is all in for this.
I'm all in.
For this cattle ride, but Pete's like shaking his head. No way, sister.
I am all in.
Yeah, look what you get to ride.
Yes, like this is amazing. Now, if you could see our green screen, I was literally as green as the green screen with envy when I kept seeing Jennifer's photos and videos popping up on the Facebook, and I had to message her and say we absolutely have to have you in the studio to talk about this.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
We're going to talk a little bit in the second segment about Diamond Oaks because I got some things I'd love to get out there as well. But let's start with the cattle drive. How did you get into this? And have you done it before?
I have.
Was this the first?
I have. No, I was blessed enough to do the great drive of '89 in Montana. It was the Montana Centennial. It's again a long funny story, but when I was working for a guy that had cattle and horses, and he goes, "You want to go on the drive?" I'm like, "Yeah." So, yep, that was a wee bit ago, in 1989.
Oh gosh, yes, a long time ago.
Yeah. And then I have a good friend in Montana, the Petermans, and they have a ranch, and I love going out. They're gracious and invite me out there to help with the cattle, and I don't know if I'm helping or getting in the way, but no, they're a lot of fun. They're sweet to me.
Yeah.
To let me
So what kind of cattle are we?
Okay, this is looks more like Angus, Brangus. There's the two ladies. They were awesome. I buddied up with Rochelle and Julie. Our horses were really forward going, and we ended up at the front of the herd. Now that's the Seminole tribe. They're one of the biggest sponsors, that the Seminoles, bless their hearts. And then, so here's a little bit of the wagon train. Here's our group. There's the end of the wagon train.
Look at that.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. And that's my friend Julie on her cracker horse. So actually, my circle had a lot of the cracker horse breeders, and they also bred cracker cattle. That's the pair that Rudy sold them those Clydes.
Oh, did he?
Yep. And then there's a pair of mules. So yeah, it was fun. We drove there. There's us. Those again are. Oh, that was a great video. So there's a famous cracker gentleman. He's right there, Billy Davis. That's Billy Davis. Amazing hand with dogs and cattle and horses, and just a sweetheart of a guy. Had some good conversations with him. But yeah.
Gosh, what an amazing experience.
Yeah, there's Ricky. That's my boy.
Oh,
Rick, man.
He's gorgeous.
Yeah, he's, who knows what he is, a paint something. But
paint something. He's lovely.
He is
Stocky.
a gem, a packer. Oh, that's Carol Gillen. Her husband, Jack, was our circle. Oops, what happened there? Sorry, Carol. Okay. Jack's her husband. And then that's Wendy Wilson and her friend that joined. Ken and more with the Palomino horse. His father was very instrumental in the putting this together. That's a little bit of the tense of what it would have been like back then. He did have a little more modern accoutrements there. But, yeah, and then there's, you just love the clothes.
I love the clothes.
I know. They were awesome.
I want every one of these outfits.
They were, we just had so much fun.
I have a friend, Jody Moore, who rides down south in Lecanto a lot. She would love this.
Cypress swamp there. Oh, riding through those cypress swamps. Oh, my. The ecosystem, look at that.
Oh, yes.
The ecosystems that we got to ride through, the prairies, the cypress swamps, the palmetto and pine, it just takes your breath away.
Wow.
And the people, meeting all the different people. Just
and none of you
friends
sort of knew
for
each
life.
other. You made new friends.
I wanted to go by myself because I just wanted to experience this for myself and meet people. That's Julie again, with her cracker horse. So I just thought I'm going to do this adventure solo and just. So Doyle Connor Jr. is the main director of this whole drive, and he said that's Rochelle. You're going to meet friends of a lifetime, and it's. There's a funny story behind that conversation.
And that's for a different show.
Yes. We were talking about Yellowstone and Teeter. You guys, anyway. So yeah, that was a pretty fun conversation.
So, how long before you went on this amazing trip did you decide to go?
I think I decided in the summer, like maybe August.
So you had some planning.
So
time.
I did. Yes, there was a lot of planning. You had to get your horse fit enough, going every day. That was great. The Forest Service had those big watering containers for us.
Nice.
Yeah, there's the cattle again at the crossing. Yeah, it was so well organized. And then we had to be very prepared. You had to think about your gear. You were supposed to be limited to 60 pounds of gear. I might have had a bit more than that. Sorry.
Packed too many suitcases.
Wendy said, you just, I can't remember what she called me, but it was pretty funny because I had pretty much everything. If somebody needed something, I'm like, I have that.
Oh, it was like my mom's famous black bag. There's always a surprise in there.
Yep, I packed that.
We need a sink.
Oh, yeah.
So
and the
did
dresses.
you? So now when you're traveling, so you had to have your gear with you, but then there was your tents and everything were following you, kind of thing.
Yeah. So there were 5 circles for each region of Florida. So the northern region was 1. We were region 2. And each circle had a wagon that or a trailer that hauled all our gear, our tents and our clothing, and then the other one hauled the hay and grain, and they would meet us every night. So we would have to set up our camp every night, and then in the morning, depending on if we were driving cattle or if we got to just be a little leisure, we had to tear our camps down. The food was amazing. Honestly,
Really?
the Florida Cow Culture Preservation Committee and the Great Florida Cattle Drive Committee, the way they put this together so well. They did such a great job organizing this and making sure. That's the swirl. So we almost had a stampede. There was a stampede one day, and then this was the second day. So see that tall grass? So that's called broom sage. And there was a little stampede before we got into this field. And when you move the cows from field to field, there are narrow gates, and you got to plan ahead. Somebody to stop the cattle on the other side, and then people to flank them. And then they were counting the number of cows going through the gate. And then they got into that broom sage, and they spooked. Yeah, they spooked because
So what do you do when they spook?
Well, the cow hunters were amazing. See the purple scarves? Mm-hmm. So there were older cow hunters. They were very experienced. There were younger cow hunters that had been growing up with this with their families. So and that's the broom sage. I just thought it was so cool.
Yeah, it's amazing.
The sound of it, and it's actually, I guess, an invasive grass is what I think I heard.
Really?
But yeah, I think it does really well in Florida. So. Yeah, it was interesting how the cattle got a little spooked in there.
So they got a little spooked, and then the experienced cattle people move in to...
They move in to get them settled, get them quiet again. They're in the dogs, so there's cur dogs. There's some men that There, see the gentleman up front there? He's got his cur dogs. Yeah. So when the cattle start speeding up, he sends the dogs there. There it is. See the dogs? He sends the dogs out there.
And
those
slows
dogs,
them down.
Yep. They stop them. They slow them down.
Hold that thought for 1 minute.
Yep.
We have to go to break, but the good news is we have more with Jennifer and this exciting Great Florida Cattle Drive. So stay with us. We'll be right back. This portion of the show is presented by Peterson and Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care. And our TV broadcast sponsor is Larson Farms, Idaho's finest alfalfa. Supporting sponsors are DAC Vitamins and Minerals, Seminole Feed Stores, Lip Chip LLC, Piranha, Florida HVAC Services, Crystal Cryo, Ocala Dog Ranch, and The Drinking Post. Crystal Cryo offers cryo skin facials, cryo slimming, and cryo toning, all non-invasive with no skin damage, no discomfort, no recovery time, and cryo offers a healthier alternative for anti-aging, boost collagen, and freeze fat cells. Check them out now at crystalcryo.net. Crystal Cryo, a beauty spa specializing in body contouring to enhance confidence with self-care, one body at a time.
This show is brought to you in part by Seminole Feed Stores, family owned since 1934. Manufacturing fixed formula horse feeds with mindful monitoring and quality ingredients right here in Ocala in an all-natural, non-medicated feed mill. Seminole Feed, simply the world's best and safest feed. Like them on Facebook now or find them at SeminoleFeed.com.
Horses. Piranha! Oh no! Oh, the humanity! Oh, piranha.
Peterson and Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care seeks to be a leading international veterinary practice that provides state-of-the-art veterinary care to their patients while fostering professional relationships with their clients that stand the test of time. For 24/7 and the best in equine care, check out Peterson and Smith at petersonsmith.com or like them on Facebook now for more information. The Horse Talk Show broadcasts from the CEP's Equine Studios in downtown Ocala in the horse capital.
Hi, this is Hall of Fame jockey Mike Smith. You're listening to the Horse Talk Show.
Back on the third segment of the Horse Talk Show, presented by Peterson and Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care. Thank you to Larson Farms, our broadcast sponsor, Idaho's finest alfalfa. I'm Louisa Button in the studio this week with Dancin Pete Rodda from Complementary Horsemanship, and we've been chatting to Jennifer Schuck from Diamond Oaks, and we're going to talk a little bit about Diamond Oaks in a minute, but we want to share a little bit more with you about this great Florida cattle drive. So how many days was the trip?
So the actual drive started on Monday, was that the 5th, and it went to the 10th. But check-in was the 3rd and the 4th, and there was a lot to do in the check-in and get people organized and
ready to go.
Yeah,
and where did it start? Where did you meet?
It started at the Kenneth Kirchman Foundation, Lake X, and it was just a great place to get everybody set up. And then the next day, we actually got to move cows. My group got to move cows the first day. So we had to ride 6 miles to the Deseret, which is the largest cattle ranch in the state of Florida and the largest cow-calf producer.
How many head?
And did we move?
No, head do they have?
You know what? I don't.
A lot.
I know. They have a lot. Gosh. Yeah, I tried to do some black and whites to kind of.
I know, lovely.
Yeah.
Like I love
100
that.
years ago.
Isn't that awesome?
I know, isn't it?
Yeah.
So as far as preparing your horse for this, obviously 6 miles is quite a good distance. You've got to have a fit horse.
Yeah, we went 6 miles to get the cattle, and then we drove the cattle 12.
So
yeah, it was the longest day of the whole week. That was the longest day.
So you didn't do a lot of warm up. for your horse in the morning.
You're walking, and Ricky got a little excited, and he liked to be out front.
Yes.
So, he was good, but yeah.
It was a good distance. At the end, I bet he was feeling pretty tired, right? He had done his job. No,
no, he was not. And that's actually how I met my two friends, Rochelle and Julie, because when we were walking back after we dropped the cattle, our horses were out in front, but we stayed behind that cow boss. And he was a gentleman that worked for the Deseret, but really nice guy. Fun chatting with him.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So did you learn etiquette because there is etiquette for moving cattle?
Yeah. I mean, I already kind of knew about the etiquette, but yes, it's important. That was our circle boss there, in the black and white. There, that's Jack Gillen. Was our circle boss.
Because nobody rides in front of the cow boss until you start moving the cattle.
Yeah, the cow boss was a guy named Mike Wilson. Oh shit, was it Mike? Oh, sorry, pardon my French.
You shipped hay from where?
Yeah, there you go, from Larson.
Larson.
Yeah, you brought it down.
There's
shipped hay, yes.
And we crossed a lot of water.
Wildlife. Did you see a lot of wildlife?
We saw gator. Yep.
Oh, fun.
Yep. There were every single pond you stopped in. There were gators.
Really?
For sure. No snakes, thank goodness.
Oh yes, good. Great adventures. Wow.
It was just beautiful.
That's just amazing. And what about any bad weather?
It was hot. Actually, during the day, it was hot.
It was warm.
And then towards the end of the week, it started to cool a little bit, and that was the last morning.
Amazing. What about cost? Expensive to do? Or?
No, not at all. I believe it was $650, and that included your food and.
Oh my gosh!
Very reasonable.
Oh yeah, you can't go on a really nice 5 days anywhere for that price.
I mean, they really took such good care of us.
Oh gosh, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
So when can we do this again? Can we do this again, please?
I will get right on that.
Is there any required training beforehand for this?
They do. They sent out a great list of things to be aware of and to make sure your horse can handle. Mm-hmm. And they got to get used to cows. They got to get used to the crack of a cow whip,
which we have here. A beautiful one.
Here's my cow whip, and that's Billy Davis, and there's the logo.
500 years of cattle.
Yeah, so this was supposed to be last year, and then because of COVID, they pushed it out to this year. So, yeah.
So, I love all this. I want to keep sharing photos and things, but do tell us about Diamond Oaks before we run out of time, because that's a wonderful farm that you co-own.
Yes,
right?
I own Diamond Oaks Farm with my life partner, Jamie Walker, and it just kind of evolved into, I guess you could call it a dude ranch. I never thought that's what I would do. And one day Jamie's like, well, we should put some RV hookups in, or we should do some guest rentals, and we should rent our house out. And I'm like, no, I love our house. But we have a 1920s cracker style home with original heart pine floors. So we have our historic home that we rent, and there's the we call the King or Pasture Suite, and then we do have some RVs that we rent. I have a wonderful group of horses that I teach people to ride, and I really, if people can ride, we'll go out and go do stuff right away. If people need a refresher or need some help, I'm happy to work with them. We have a beautiful arena with beautiful footing. We have round pens. We have 25 acres. It's really. I'm excited. It's a lot of fun. It's something I never thought I'd be doing because I grew up horse showing, and
I came out there when you were first there. I think.
That's right.
I have to come and have another look.
Yes, it's really amazing, really. So it's fun, and our guests have just been a blast. They all just bring something dear with them, and
I bet they take away some dear memories.
Oh,
too.
Thank you.
So, how do we find out more? Do you have a website?
We
Facebook?
do. It's diamondoaksfarm.com. Yep, that's
easy.
Diamondoaksfarm.com is our website, and check it out.
A lot of fun to be there and have some horse experience. Have a lot of people ask me all the time where somewhere I can go and be around horses and stay. So that's my answer now. I have it. So you're having guests and able to show them some of the basic horsemanship so that they can get out there and do it themselves.
That's what I enjoy. I want them to learn how to walk out to the pasture, catch the horse, bring it in, groom it, let's pick its feet. How do we saddle it? What type of saddles are we using today? And I've changed mostly. I used to be 3-day eventing, dressage, and fox hunting, and now I do mostly, Western saddles. They fit the horses better. They fit the people better.
It's certainly a lot easier, I think, to take beginners that way.
Yes.
And newer people who aren't experienced riders definitely do better Western.
Yeah.
I never saw a Western saddle before I lived in America. So
oh, wow.
When I moved over, I said, what is that thing? The only reason I knew is because my dad used to watch John Wayne movies with me.
My buddies used to go, how do you ride in that English saddle when their head drops? It just disappears. I said, it's the same thing with the horn there. It's just gone.
There you go.
Yes, and if you're jumping, you don't impale yourself. Yeah. It's a fact. So, bucket list to do this again, the cattle drive?
Oh, I'd do it again in a heartbeat. No, on the last day, and it was funny because Doyle said to us, he goes, when you get to the last day, you're going to want to just keep going. And he was right. It was like it was just so beautiful to be out there with
so. I think we need to make it an annual event.
Yeah.
I think
it's an undertaking.
Don't look at me.
We need to work out. I'm really good at events. Well, we could always talk to
events.
We could talk to Piranha about helping us organize it.
There we go.
See how the bag does.
Oh wow, look at that! Isn't that funny?
This is your Piranha goodie bag.
Oh, thank you.
I know you said you had a Piranha bag you loved that you took.
Your last event. Yes, I had, and I took it along on the cattle drive. It had all my grooming supplies and my Piranha.
Perfect.
Fly spray in it. Yeah.
It's got lots of surprises in there.
Oh, very funny. Good one. You got me again. I can't believe we're...
Oh, that's right.
We'll have to have Jennifer back again because she's a great guest.
Oh,
thank you so much.
I would love to
for
come
being
back.
with us.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Check her out at diamondoaksfarm.com.
Yes, please.
And you can see on her Facebook more of the same, of the wonderful, great Florida cattle drive that Louisa is going to go on.
Yes.
We'll be right back with
all right.
Funky Unicorn. Stay with us.
Cool. Thank you.
Welcome back to the Horse Talk Show.
You never heard of a talking horse? Well, listen to this.
With your host, Louisa Barton.
What does it feel like to be in love with a horse?
Presented by Palm Chevrolet, your hometown Chevy experience.
Back in the saddle again.
Now, here's your pretty Louisa Barton.
You're fab. You're switched on. You're a bit of all right. Yes. Yeah, baby. Yeah.
Larson Farms is our TV broadcast sponsor. Mr. Richard Larson, a man of great integrity, cares about every single bale of hay and about taking care of his customers. He also has a huge heart for those genuinely in need. Larson Farms, Idaho's finest alfalfa.
With over 70 years of collective experience in the horse industry, Lip Chip was built with integrity by horsemen for horsemen. Introducing the Chip Link system. Powered by Lip Chip, where a 15-digit unique ID becomes a key to unlock not only identity, but also health paperwork, owner information, and even photos of each horse. So simple, even a child can do it. The future is here. The future is Lip Chip.
This show is brought to you in part by DAC Vitamins and Minerals of Florida. All horses need a solid immune system, excellent joint support, a healthy gut, and DAC has all the vitamins and minerals they need with the NASC stamp of approval. So like them on Facebook now or go to feeddac.com. DAC, it makes a world of difference.
This hour of the Horse Talk Show is presented by Palm Chevrolet in Ocala, where the entire team is committed to making your experience in sales and service hassle-free and easier than ever with no games or gimmicks. Come in and visit on Southwest College Road or online at palmchevrolet.com. A second-to-none experience with all the amenities. Palm Chevy, find new roads.
The Equine Performance and Innovative Centre, situated on 30 pristine acres in the horse capital of the world, is one of the finest and most complete conditioning and rehab centres for equines and canines in the nation, including an equine hyperbaric chamber, aqua pacer, water treadmill, cold water leg spa, equine swimming pool, Eurosizer, and more. Epic equine veterinarians specialising in rehab and conditioning. For more information, go to epcrehab.com or find them on social media. The Horse Talk Show broadcasts from the CEP's Equine Studios in downtown Ocala in the horse capital.
Hi, this is Hall of Fame jockey Mike Smith. You're listening to the Horse Talk Show.
On the second half of the Horse Talk Show, presented by Palm Chevrolet, your hometown Chevy experience. Thank you to Larson Farms, our broadcast sponsor, Idaho's finest alfalfa. Louisa Barton here in the studio with Dancin Pete Rodda from Complementary Horsemanship, which is not free, by the way. That's an E, not an R. Is that a surprise?
Oh!
And Dr. Courtney Varney is here with us, and Renee from Funky Unicorn. I have my belt. Renee, let's start with you, and you'll probably have to lean in here a little bit and get cozy with Dr. Varney. Tell us a little bit about how Funky Unicorn got its start.
So it's actually a COVID invention, like many of the entrepreneurial things that happened during COVID. And my daughter and I could not find the sugar cubes in the grocery store. So we ordered mats from Amazon. Am I allowed to say that?
Yes.
Okay. And,
yes, you can say anything you want. Just get closer.
And so we ordered the mats from Amazon to make the sugar cubes, and we were doing that and kind of sharing with everybody. And then we went to a horse show where it got pretty warm. And we kind of wondered, we're both nurses, and we're like, hey, can we add electrolytes to these? Let's see if they'll still stick, a little science experiment. And they did. And so we shared them with everybody at the horse show just to see, because it was going to drop, the temperature was going to drop that night. So we shared them, and everyone kept saying, where can I get these? What's your website? And so then we did some research, and there's nothing like it on the market. So this is how it's evolved. We made them in our kitchen forever.
Wow.
4 o'clock in the morning, making sugar cubes is fun. And then Dr. Varney helped us a lot along the way with the recipe. And now we're having them made in Maryland at a candy pharmaceutical company, Peros Biosciences. And so every single cube is not made in my kitchen, which I'm very happy about. And they have the exact amount of electrolytes in them. So every single cube is just spot on with the ingredients.
Excellent. Tell us a little bit about the derivation of where you get the ingredients from and how you're sure they're good. And maybe Dr. Varney can add to that too, because it's wonderful, obviously, to have your input. Make people feel more comfortable about, obviously people concerns always about safety and things. So maybe you can speak a little bit about that and tell us more about your opinion. By the way, I did change during the break. I am wearing
surprise.
Yes. That's the word of the week. It's the word of the week.
Surprise?
Oh, yes.
Surprise. Oh, okay.
Good. Now you're on the list.
Yes. Perfect.
So just keep saying surprise, and
do I
you get
win
more.
something if I say it enough?
Sure.
Done. Okay.
You win Pete for a day.
Yeah.
Excellent.
That's so
Come
scary.
drive around in my truck.
Yeah.
I think that we did some research, and the company that makes it is actually pharmaceutical grade. It's not like it's made by a candy company or something like that. So we know that there's an exact amount of electrolytes in the product, every single cube. A lot of these products that you see are non-FDA approved that are on the shelves at, your local tax store, and that's all well and good, but efficacy could be in question, or exactly where all the products come from, or how they're made. They could just be in a big vat and pour little aliquoted amounts into a mold or something. But this is, when it's pharmaceutical grade, the exact amounts are insured in every single tablet. So therefore, the uniformity of product can be guaranteed, which I love, because I'm a little more science, of course.
Right.
And I like to know exactly what the horses are getting. And the other cool thing is, of course, I do a lot of FEI work with show horses. It contains absolutely no illegal substances of any kind.
Very important.
Purity can be guaranteed. It really is just electrolytes and a little bit of sugar for palatability. And it doesn't change the foam of their saliva. So if you go into the show ring, if you give them a treat and it's orange or unfavorable color, you could maybe get dinged by the judges or something. and possibly eliminated. So again, this is going to be white foam. So there's really no restrictions in terms of showing either, which is also great. Everyone can use them anytime.
That is important, because if you're traveling to a show out of your area and you forget something and you say, I'm going to run and pick up some treats, you might pick up some treats that literally were made in someone's kitchen that you don't know if they accidentally put something in that could show, or even something that could test as something that it might not necessarily be, but it might show up in an unknown way. So that's very important.
I even got to try one, so I took a little nibble.
He did. He did. I did witness it, actually. So
it was surprisingly good.
The banana is actually our favorite.
Really good.
It's the best tasting
I was actually surprised that you had anything good to say about treats.
We actually do eat them, too.
Well, the other nice thing is we have these drastic temperature changes here. Sometimes it can be 80 one day, and it can be 30 the next day.
Exactly.
Especially during the winter months, we see these drops. And I actually have a Mustang who doesn't drink enough water during the winter months. And so I have to encourage him with salt in his feed and all that. So this is nice to have with you if you do travel a lot. Maybe you go from Florida to New York to show, and you have suddenly your horse doesn't want to drink as much water, especially during showing. They're in a different facility sometimes. This is great because it would encourage them to drink more.
That's right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it helps a little bit with recovery, but really it's the hydration that the horses benefit from the most. So, picky water drinkers. A lot of horses go to shows and they won't drink the water. If you're trailering, awesome thing to have with. If you're doing competitions or even just regular riding, there's just a benefit for the horse. So you're not just giving them a reward, you're also giving them something that's going to help them. That's nice. And then just an FYI, we made these little ones, not just because they're cute, because they really are really crazy cute, but the little ones are actually how much you would give in a day for a horse show. And I kind of did that for perspective.
Throw that in the grooming bag. And
when you go to a horse show, you're not going to give half of a container a day. You're going to give about this much. And so these containers last about a month. So, to give them more than that is just too much for a horse. So you really want to give it with an awareness that it is a purposeful treat.
Yes,
absolutely. And then going back for the vet, if your horse is colicking, to be able to say, I've given this much of these electrolytes, instead of going, I gave him a scoop and a half, and you're trying to figure out what's a scoop and a half and what it's got in it. Now you know exactly what they've had.
And palatability, nice flavors, banana, apple.
We have a lot of plump little horses in our barn because we had a lot of test subjects.
Who were very happy.
My horse is the fattest. So.
Now, how do people purchase these? They purchase them from a website from you? Are they on the shelves in some places?
And we actually are in over 80 stores in the country now.
Wow.
We're in quite a few places here in Ocala as well. And so we're just hoping to grow and grow. But yeah, on our website, we actually have a list of our retailers as well. So people can look for what's local for them.
If they want to go pick
our retailers.
Some up.
Absolutely.
Yeah, wonderful.
So.
And then order from you also.
As well. Yes.
Wonderful.
So, and it's really easy to find because we're the only Funky Unicorn treat website. I was going to say you are.
So why did you come up with Funky Unicorn as your name? I love it.
I think really it was really for brevity. I mean, I work in the healthcare field, and my daughter does too. I'm an oncology nurse practitioner, and she's an ER nurse, and Courtney is, of course, a vet and running around the countryside all day taking care of all the horses. So we wanted something. We all call our horses unicorns. So with unicorn was a given, and then funky just came up because we wanted something fun. We just needed something light and happy. So that's how it came to be.
Especially during COVID.
Yes.
When this was all started, we needed something cheerful.
Yes, and our local artist actually created our unicorn for us, so that was really cool. And so it's just been kind of a homegrown, organic process. So,
and your website is Funky Unicorn?
www.funkyunicorntreats.com. Yes,
funkyunicorntreats.com.
Yep.
So you can get more information there.
Absolutely.
Retailers. And can we have a final word from the vet on a good shout out for them? Your opinion.
I recommend them. Actually, recommend them a lot for horses that are having any kind of like a tie-up episode. Like if you can't get them to drink any circumstance in which you want them to drink more, colic. I mean, there's so many circumstances. They just arrived at the show, So WEC sells them, and so I will recommend them run up to the store and grab them there. Yeah, so I actually do recommend them just to kind of help, and I think owners have some peace of mind thinking I'm helping my horse drink. You know, there's always the spiking your water buckets trick, but some horses just don't want to drink out of a spiked water bucket. But a treat, especially if they learned, you know, and I tell people don't be discouraged if they don't grab them right away because they do have quite a taste, but if you mix it with a little grain or something, they'll take them. So yeah,
get used to them. Thank you guys both so much.
Thank you very much.
If you want more information, go to their website and you can find out who locally has them. And I'm excited about showing off my belt. We'll be back on the Horse Talk Show in just a minute. Stay with us. Thank you to the presenting sponsor of this portion of the Horse Talk Show, Palm Chevrolet, your hometown Chevy experience. Thank you to our TV broadcast sponsor, Larson Farms, Idaho's finest alfalfa. Also, thank you to supporting sponsors, Nirvana Medical Spa, TT Distributors, Summit Joint Performance, Equigreen, Midnight Rose Equestrian, the Florida Horse Park, Horse Farms Forever, and the Equine Performance and Innovative Center. Having an air conditioner that works well in Florida is a must. Experience peace of mind by working with Florida HVAC Services, a family-owned and operated company taking pride in always putting their customers first, providing air conditioner repair, installation, and maintenance services on all makes and models. For those suffering from allergies or asthma, air quality testing is recommended and hospital-grade air filters are available. Ask about a pure air filtration system today. Check them out at flhvacservices.com or like them on Facebook. Florida HVAC Services, serving all of North Central Florida with honesty, integrity, and the highest value of workmanship. And that's 100% guaranteed.
This show is brought to you in part by Seminole Feed Stores, family owned since 1934. Manufacturing fixed formula horse feeds with mindful monitoring and quality ingredients right here in Ocala in an all-natural, non-medicated feed mill. Seminole Feed, simply the world's best and safest feed. Like them on Facebook now or find them at SeminoleFeed.com.
Horses. Piranha! Oh no! Oh, the humanity! Oh, piranha.
My name is Dr. Natalie Solomon. I formulated Equigreen with cutting-edge science and technology alongside the passion that is represented by a lifelong love of horses. I created a product that I would trust for my horses because they deserve nothing but the best for their bodies. Horses rely on us to take care of them, to love them, to respect them. This is how Equigreen came to life. Equigreen, CBD for your horse that you can trust.
The Horse Talk Show broadcasts from the CEP's Equine Studios in downtown Ocala in the horse capital.
Hi, this is Hall of Fame jockey Mike Smith. You're listening to the Horse Talk Show.
Back on the Horse Talk Show, presented by Palm Chevrolet, your hometown Chevy experience. Thank you to Larson Farms, our broadcast sponsor, Idaho's finest alfalfa. I'm Louisa Barton in the studio with Dancin Pete Rodda.
Hello.
From Complementary Horsemanship, who's going to have our tip of the week coming up in the final segment. And we had the pleasure of having Jennifer Schuck back with us for the last couple of segments.
She came back.
She came back for some more because we thought she might have fun seeing our events that we're going to share with you from the last couple of weeks, which, by the way, has been a lot. And we're going to start with the Stirrups and Strides Urban Cowboy Night.
Woohoo! That was my fun one.
That was fun. Great group of folks here. We've got Betsy from Larson Farms. We've got Jacinta Vasquez, Hall of Fame jockey that rode Ruffian and beat Secretariat. We've got dear friend Olivia Fuller from Crystal Cryo. Oh, I've got to give you a Christmas present from her. Claudia there in the middle, who's absolutely wonderful, dear friend of mine, and breeds Mangalaga Marchadors. Of course, that's me. And then my friend Sharon Gilbert from down south who came up to visit. So we had a wonderful crew of fun people there. And there we are. This is, I think, when we were judging the Dolly Parton look-alike contest, which I have to say Bill Parkhurst outdid himself in his outfit.
Yeah, he should have won.
It was quite something. But we had a wonderful, wonderful evening. And there is Jacinto Vasquez with the autographed picture of Ruffian.
And who is he?
He is the Hall of Fame jockey who rode Ruffian. Wow. He's actually the only jockey to ever beat Secretariat.
Okay.
Twice.
Wow.
Yeah. Pretty amazing. It was a great fun night and a great fundraiser for the third. And I was dancing with
Dancin Pete.
Yeah. He was trying to teach me to do the two-step. It was a lost cause.
She was like, "How do you do that?" I said, "You walk 2 steps and then you do
Kevin.
2 quick ones."
Yes. CEO of the CEP who emceed for us that night and in a cowboy hat much too small for his head. He borrowed it. There's beautiful Sharon dancing with Dancin Pete. That's a great photo of her. Look at you two.
It was a surprise.
Oh, there's Maria, who, by the way, is missing tonight. She does have a horse with some colicky symptoms. And that was my Maria you were dancing to, wasn't it?
It was my Maria, so I had to grab her and take her out.
We were honky-tonkers. How about that?
I like it.
Jennifer should have been there.
What a surprise.
Yes. Oh, that was good. We were honky-tonkers.
She jumped in.
Yes, she did. And there is Olivia and her other half, Casey, and they were great fun to have at the table. It was nice to have Casey come out. He doesn't do a lot of events because he works all sorts of really weird hours, but he did come out and enjoy the evening with us. So great group. And Maria with her hat on, and I love that photo. That's a great one. Olivia had such a good time, and nothing like having Jacinto around. He's such a great guy. Wonderful.
And he still rides, doesn't he?
Yes, he does.
Wow.
Yes, he does indeed.
Oh.
And then we're switching it up here to the Gentle Carousel Hero Horse Night when I got to ride in a limousine with Magic, the hero horse. She is the only living top 10 most heroic animal in the history of the world. And she belongs to Gentle Carousel Miniature Therapy Horses. And there's George from Gentle Carousel. And that's when we got out onto the red carpet and made our red carpet entrance there to throngs of fans and media there to see the movie. And there's Olivia from Crystal Cryo. She was there with us. And Dancin Pete, of course, came for the... and a lot of this footage, by the way, Isaac Brocious took for us.
Go Isaac.
Yes, he did. And look at Magic in her tux.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yes. It's really, really sweet. And what a great, wonderful evening for them to... It's the first time I ever sat in a limousine with a horse. It was quite a surprise.
I was sure surprised when you came out with it. But the movie was really good.
It was great.
The documentary.
It shared so much about what they do, visiting terminally ill. Some people sometimes about to take their last breath who always wanted to meet a horse. And these little really well-trained horses, they know how to go upstairs and in elevators, and they're potty trained so they don't have to wear bags. They have $2 million worth of insurance, so they go into hospitals and rehabs and hospice and retirement homes, and they make people's lives better. And if they're at the end of their lives and it was absolutely their wish or dream, they make sure that comes true. And they are a 501c3 and they don't charge anything for their services at all. They work on just donations. And Magic went to Sandy Hook Elementary. She went to the Orlando nightclub after the terrible shootings there. She was with the kids the first time they saw each other at Sandy Hook. This is Dawn, a 99-year-old veteran whose birthday it was this special day. So another hero from World War II that we were able to celebrate that night, which was really special. And a really special gentleman. And Magic was she was amazing. It was just a wonderful, wonderful evening.
What I loved about it was the doctor on the documentary said that she got him in to come, and it made a difference in somebody's life. You know, that was like, whoa, and tearing up.
I know. And this, we're switching it. We've got Magic again here at the ribbon cutting in downtown Ocala. We actually did a ribbon cutting there in conjunction with the FACP event. And actually, Congress arrived from a young lady from Marco Rubio's office arrived with the flag to give Magic. that was flown over the Congress over the Capitol rather, in her honor. So that was a very special time. And we also had Velvet Doll from Gypsy Gold Farm there as well. And they got to meet one another in nice contrast. We've got Dennis Thompson there with his wife Erin and Gabriel from their farm. Dennis actually brought the first Gypsy Vanners to America, and he actually got the breed named Gypsy Vanner and registered here. So he has a great story. They have the #1 thing to do in North Central Florida.
It's a great tour.
It's amazing, isn't it? The history, it's just phenomenal. And that's the ribbon cutting that we did for the sidewalks to celebrate our equine industry. Plaques and bricks. You can have a brick if you're a farm or an equestrian or a pasture pet. Or an equine-related business, and you can have a plaque if you have a significant claim to fame for a champion horse. And we were able to award one to Magic and one to Gypsy Gold. Gypsy Gold Farm certainly deserves one for what they've done with the Gypsy Vanner breed, bringing it to America. And Magic, certainly, with all of her accolades, definitely deserves a plaque.
And those boots you were wearing were sure a surprise.
Oh! Well, they were both very surprised at receiving the plaques, because that's a $3,600 investment. We were able to award one to each of them, and it'll be in the sidewalk for up to 20 years in downtown Ocala. And our Visitors Bureau actually have an appointment on the 20th with our Visitors Bureau to design the app that will go in conjunction with the plaques, so that when you go up to a plaque and you want to know the story, you'll be able to go on the app and find out all about the history of why that horse is famous and what the connection to the Ocala-Marion County area is. So that's really an awesome thing for our visitors. And it was exciting to do the ribbon cutting, to do it in conjunction with the Florida Chambers meeting downtown there at the hotel, and have people come out and actually meet these horses and take selfies with them and learn about the amazing animals we have associated with us in the horse capital of the world.
Woohoo!
And where better but here to have such a sidewalk, and one will be dedicated to thoroughbred racehorses and the other will be all the multi-breeds. And then the bricks, there's actually 2,000 bricks that you can have a Dancin Pete Rodda brick.
There you go.
Maybe that's what I should get you for Christmas. That's a good Christmas present for you.
Don't expect mine to be that big.
Well, the bricks are only 150.
Oh,
You're worth
okay.
150. That's a great Christmas present, by the way, if you have that horse person, you don't know what to buy for them. We'll be back on the Horse Talk Show with the parade in Ocala and the tip of the week. Thoroughbred? Oh, and the expo. Yes, thanks, Gigi.
Surprise!
Surprise! Thank you to the presenting sponsor of this portion of the Horse Talk Show, Palm Chevrolet, your hometown Chevy experience. Thank you to our TV broadcast sponsor, Larson Farms, Idaho's finest alfalfa. Also, thank you to supporting sponsors, Nirvana Medical Spa, TT Distributors, Summit Joint Performance, Equigreen, Midnight Rose Equestrian, the Florida Horse Park, Horse Farms Forever, and the Equine Performance and Innovative Center.
This hour of the Horse Talk Show is presented by Palm Chevrolet in Ocala, where the entire team is committed to making your experience in sales and service hassle-free and easier than ever with no games or gimmicks. Come in and visit on Southwest College Road or online at palmchevrolet.com. A second-to-none experience with all the amenities. Palm Chevy, find new roads.
The Equine Performance and Innovative Center, situated on 30 pristine acres in the horse capital of the world, is one of the finest and most complete conditioning and rehab centers for equines and canines in the nation, including an equine hyperbaric chamber, aqua pacer, water treadmill, cold water leg spa, equine swimming pool, Eurosizer, and more. Epic equine veterinarians specializing in rehab and conditioning. For more information, go to epcrehab.com or find them on social media.
This show was brought to you in part by TT Distributors, dedicated to bringing their customers the largest selection of quality horse supplements, products, and farrier supplies in Florida at affordable prices. Also online at ttdistributors.com.
The Horse Talk Show broadcasts from the CEP's Equine Studios in downtown Ocala in the horse capital.
Hi, this is Hall of Fame jockey Mike Smith. You're listening to the Horse Talk Show.
Back on the final segment of the Horse Talk Show, presented by Palm Chevrolet, your hometown Chevy experience. Thank you to Larson Farms, our broadcast sponsor.
Idaho's finest, alfalfa.
You did it. Louisa Barton here with Dancin Pete Rodda, and we have Jennifer Schuck from Diamond Oaks. She joined us for this final couple segments, which was nice. She's getting to see some of the entertainment.
Yeah, there's a lot going on around here.
know.
Behind the scenes,
It's non-stop.
How do you keep up with it?
I know, right? So this was actually ran into another Jennifer, who I've known for some time. It was nice to see her.
And what event is this?
This is the Florida Thoroughbred Transformation Expo at the Florida Horse Park. Oh, look at the timing.
Wow.
Great job there, Olivia, on photographs. She did a wonderful job. I love seeing these off-the-track thoroughbreds doing the jobs and doing them so well. And this horse was such a lover, he basically just cuddled me, which was, I needed a cuddle, okay? It was a bit of a dreary-looking day, but everybody had a wonderful time.
No surprise that you needed a cuddle.
Very funny. Love seeing and this horse was very interesting to me because it looked much more like a quarter horse. It had a little tiny quarter horse head and like a chunkier body. Oh, this is actually visiting the donkeys.
Oh.
This is actually the Kim and Kayla Vanderwalt's horses at the Florida.
Yeah, they don't look like donkeys.
No,
I don't think Olivia is what you're talking about.
That's what we were. We were actually going to visit my donkeys afterwards. But yeah, that was a great event. Well done to Laureen, who we had on the show a few weeks back.
What is this, glamour shots for horses?
I know, no joke, right? That's the donkey visit. See?
There's the donkey.
There's the donkey visit. We were color coordinated that day. Oh, nice. Olivia took that too.
What do you got on that camera? A big old fluffy thing.
A big old fluffy thing for interviews. And, that's the donkeys. And the mini horse.
And the mini horse.
Yes, that's the one whose feet need doing. We're going to switch it up to the parade so we don't run out of time. We had a great time at the Ocala Christmas Parade. I have to say thank you so much to Rudy Helmuth, who Betsy and I purchased a costume for. That's awesome. He did it well with the cowboy hat.
Rudy, make a great elf.
He does, doesn't he? And here's the guys, and they were just so professional. They did such a phenomenal job. Those 6 horses had actually not been driven together before, which is amazing. Big Horse Ranch. Their horses are so well trained. They all did such a fantastic job. They actually had 2 gypsy vanners in the front, and then there was 1 Clydesdale in the back, and then the others were crosses. There was a Frisian Percheron, a quarter Percheron, and then I think a Clydesdale Percheron cross. But anyway, they all went together beautifully. They did a great job. It was really fun, like watching them do their whole process. It's quite a surprise to see how well they did it. They're so... These young men are like 16 and 17 years old, and they are so well trained. They know exactly what to do. They walked the whole 3 miles with the horses. It was fantastic. And I think we have a little clip of Rudy. Do we have a little clip of Rudy talking about Big Horse Ranch? We may not be able to wear the whole thing because we've still got Pete's Tip of the Week.
Who is the surprise with the green dress on? Is that Louisa?
That would be me. I was the elf queen.
And there they go.
But we're going to give you at least a little bit of Rudy's interview, even if we can't air the whole thing.
You gotta stretch it out for a second.
Okay. Okay. We're going to have that for you in a minute. But we will air Rudy's interview separately. You can find that on Facebook as well, in case we don't have time to air the whole thing this time. But I'd like you to see it. But this is actually the hitch that was upside down last year, right before the parade.
Meaning everything was flipped over?
Yes, it rolled off the back and flipped. And Alan and I and some very nice police officers and Tamra had to get it back upside the right way up. And we made it into the parade, but we actually upstaged Santa last year by mistake and got a light parade of police to look after us instead of Santa. And you can actually still watch that YouTube video. It was quite a thing.
So you were upstaging Santa.
It was a surprise.
I was going to say, no surprise that you upstaged Santa Claus.
No, we did. We cut into the parade right behind him. So that was quite an adventure last year. But we did actually manage to stay upright this year. And there's Olivia back there. Enjoyed the ride. Betsy was on the other side. And we said we think next year we should actually pull Santa.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Can you imagine
Santa
if we
in
had the? Yeah, I think it would absolutely be phenomenal. So the Ocala Christmas Parade. Thank you, Rudy. Big Horse Ranch. You can actually buy draft horses from him. He has top sellers at the sales quite often, and we had quite an adventure. Coming back was a bit of an adventure because we had to make it back to the parking, and
you wonder why I didn't come. Because I knew you guys would have an adventure.
Never a dull moment. It must be time for Pete's Horsemanship Tip of the Week.
All right, let's hear it.
Yeah, well, we've got a nice little opener.
We got an opening here.
Dancin Pete's Tip of the Week, brought to you by Complementary Horsemanship.
It's too good, isn't it?
Woo! I like that.
Yeah.
So the tip of the week is being fair. So what does fair mean to you? So fair to me in horses is, do you start the same way every time? So meaning when you pick up those reins, do you pick them up the same way every time, or sometimes you grab them a little quicker, a little slower? So being fair on how you start things and following through. So you're not being fair if you don't follow through with what you promised you were going to do, not what you threatened you were going to do, what you promised. I'm going to pick up that rein. And I'm going to promise you I'm going to hold it until you give to it. So that's being fair. And fair can go with a lot of different things. So are you predictable every day?
No surprises.
No, you got me before I could say surprise. So are you predictable? Being fair. So every day in your routine, is it a fair routine that they understand? Or are you changing it and then creating that consistency for being fair? So be fair to your horses.
Be fair.
I like that.
Yeah, it's very good.
Thank you.
Tip of the week. Excellent. I don't know if we have time for Rudy's interview. We do? Oh, let's do it.
Let's do it.
We're going to do it.
We're going to do it. We're going to be fair and give him his time, even if it's a surprise when it happens.
Don't you love live TV?
Oh, yeah. You should have seen us
Full of surprises.
Full of surprises. You should have seen me last week when Karen Roth had to jump in. I was like, okay, I rattled through everything. Now, Karen's here. Let's ask her questions. So it was definitely a surprise for you to watch.
I was going, maybe I don't take a night off again.
Oh, thanks.
I'm here with Rudy Helmuth, and we're at the Ocala Horse Capital of the World Christmas Parade with horses from Big Horse Ranch. And here's the man himself, Rudy Helmuth. Tell us a little bit about the ranch, Rudy.
You bet. Thank you for having us. We're glad to be here. So we specialize in draft and draft crosses. And we get them young prospects, and we put finishing touches on them, and we put the kind of the dressage foundation on them. We have a couple of my nephews, and Lindsay back here works for us. And we expose them. We live close to town, so we drive them on the highway and just try to get them very, very docile and exposed to as much stuff as possible. So whatever somebody may encounter, we kind of specialize in someone that wants to go out and just have a nice pleasure horse to do trails with, or even sometimes we have more athletic horses that they would compete in, lower level dressage and jumping and stuff like that. The draft crosses are very, very good for that kind of stuff. And today we have kind of a variety of, we have a purebred Clydesdale in the back, and we have a draft Belgian cross in the back, a roan horse, red roan, and then in the middle it's called, so the back team is called the wheel team.
Wheel team.
And then in the middle, the next team in front of that is called the swing team.
So we're going to air the rest of Rudy Helmuth's interview about Big Horse Ranch for you on Facebook this week. So look out for the rest of that. I'm sorry we
for
couldn't
that
get
surprise.
it all in. Yeah, it's a good surprise. Jennifer Schuck, thank you. Dancin Pete, thank you.
Louisa, thank you.
You're welcome. Whether you're in Ocala, Marion County or not, happy horsing around. Until the same time next week.